Okay, engine part 2. I actually lost the last video, got corrupted for part 2. So basically, this is what we did. I drew up this part, put in did a planar curve, put in a disc plate here, drew this circle and a circle here, and then just locked the two together. Drew a line here and put in a circle, and then just repeated, and we got these 3 small parts. Then I want to start on the engine pylon. So fortunately I don't have enough reference pictures for it. So it does look like it comes back to a point. Pylons in general are an airfoil shape, but this one also looks like it's going to have... When designing, you got to think simplicity, especially when you're doing large-scale models that are large models going to end up being a small scale. Airliners generally run, even with a 2 or 3 foot wingspan, are still going to be in the 1/100 scale, give or take. So you're just going to want to make it small, not overcomplicate the parts. So for the pylon, I'm thinking this is gonna be our shape. Always what I do is you add, because you gotta remember that parts are gonna be cut away. So I always do stuff like this. And that's going to be the general shape of our pylon. What I'll do is I'll turn it into a planar curve, delete the line around it, drag it over to our engine. Since it's actually a wing shape, first thing you do is you center it on the engine, and instead of making a wing, we're going to make it a wedge. And do a quick mirror to give us the other side. As you can see, that's actually a little too wide. So what I'm going to do, not a mirror, make sure kind of narrow it down a little. Do a mirror again, grab the end of the pylon. That looks a little better. Okay, now we're going to turn the wing back on, because I want to make sure that we didn't overshoot the wing, which we did. So I'm going to take our general shape of the pylon and actually just kind of trim it a little. Draw a line, trim, good night. You notice that leaves us with the ends there. So we are going to take this and realign it. Ensure it is back on the center line of the engine. Re-angle it. Turn off lock. You can turn off lock or ortho really quick just by pressing the shift button. That'll turn on. That will kind of pause ortho, which ortho is the thing that locks, so you can do one direction like that. Or if you turn off ortho, it allows you to do angles. So we're like that. Now we turn the engine back on, or the wings back on. Kind of make sure we're in a good spot. Then what we're going to do, curve from objects, intersection. You select the wing, select the two parts of that, select all the engine parts that you think are going to intersect the thing, including the two, or at least one of the things, and hit enter. And what that did is it basically, anywhere that all those parts we had to intersect each other is now represented by a line. So we can select these, trim. That now trims the engine pylon so that it fits the wing. And instead of deleting this, change it to the object layer, or change it to the wing layer. What that'll do is that'll be the call out for where to place it on the engine, or on the wing. Alright, then these, now the engine one is trimming it for the engines is a little more difficult. Turn your engine back on, and kind of look where it intersects. Now we want to have as much strength on this as we can. So what I'm going to do is connect that line there. Project really quick. What that does is that'll allow you to slide the pylon into the engine up to here, so for extra gluing surface and strength. If you look, this one actually does the same thing, but actually for more strength I'm gonna and if you'll notice, I didn't select that as an intersection point, so I didn't put it on there. So we'll just select it and make it a projection. Except it missed. So, try it again. There we go. Okay, now we see all these, and basically we're trying to make a line where to cut. We don't need that. And this mess here, I'm going to do is select all of these, trim, just kind of do that. Okay, now select all of those lines, hit trim again, select the panels, and that is our engine pylon, mostly. Since it's a 3D object, you next want to loft and make sure you loft all the